I'm just waiting for a few people to join the room before I start. In the meantime, I'm getting the screens ready. It's Sunday. I can smell the bacon cooking. Love the smell of bacon in the morning. Good cup of coffee. All right, I think we're just about ready here. I hope I'm coming in loud and clear. I just rolled my butt out of bed, threw the bacon in the oven. All right, let's take a look at what I'm doing here. I think we're good. Good morning. I hope everybody's doing okay. I just woke up. I didn't even shower. I'm like, fuck it. Let's take a look. So we're going to talk about Andrew Cuomo today. And I have a very interesting theory that the similarities to what happened to Brett Kavanaugh, one of our court justices that was nominated, but the Democrats tried to destroy him. Some very similar things that are going on between what is going on with Cuomo today versus Brett Kavanaugh. And you'll find it very striking. Give me just a second. Okay, everything looking good, okay? I'm getting closer to the screen. It's like, gosh, my eyes are blurry. I'm still sleeping. Still Tech, is that what it says? Still Tack? Hey, y'all. Larry Summers, I keep buying and rebuying. What are you buying? Silver or cryptos? Little Stray Sheep smells good Sunday mornings. Air Macful, hi from Luxembourg. Thank you so much for being here and answering my questions yesterday. And Serby, there is a name I have not seen for quite some time. Serby, thank you for joining in again. I really appreciate it. So let's take a look before I go into my theory on what's going on with Andrew Cuomo out of New York. Let's take a look at the charts. First, I need to set up the screen so you can see. Boom. Okay. Boom. And crypto charts. Bitcoin. Bitcoin has taken a little bit of a pullback since yesterday. Yesterday it was 44,600. It is now 44,284. So we'll just round it to 44,300. A little bit of a pullback, but if you take a look at the last column, it's still in the green for the last 7 days. That's great, considering like what, 2 weeks ago it was 37,000 per Bitcoin. What else do we have? A lot of you folks are into Cardano. It's $1.46. $1.46. It is also in the green for the 7-day chart. And that was, that was what, about $1.19 a week or two ago. So you're looking good. XRP is another one that's in the green, although there is a little bit of a pullback from yesterday. It is sitting at 79 cents from yesterday's 82 cents, I believe. So it's pulled back about 3 pennies. However, if you really think about it, a week or two ago, it was sitting right around 49 cents. So XRP looking real good. Wish I had some more of that. I also am hearing rumors about XRP and their litigations that it was secretly resolved. It was settled out of court, and they're keeping it a secret. That's what I'm hearing. That doesn't mean I am speaking factually. I mean, I intend to, don't get me wrong, but this is just what I'm hearing. And it does not mean it's necessarily 100% verified. I have no way of verifying this. So it's been settled out of court, and basically the bigwigs are buying up and doing whatever they're doing to get ready to give us the crumbs, so to speak. XRP looking good, and I foresee good things with it. Going down to THETA. Chainlink is in the positive as well, 23.96. I only have, I think, 2 Chainlinks. I should get some more one of these days. Litecoin is up 152. And if you recall again, 3-4 weeks ago, that was right around the 130-ish area. So everything's looking good. But let's get to THETA. THETA, although it is up by looking at the chart all the way in the right-hand side, THETA is up to $6.73. However, a bit of a pullback from yesterday. Yesterday it was $6.87. No, $6.97. So it's a bit of a pullback, but still in the green for the 7-day charts. So it's, what was that, about 2-3 weeks ago? We're looking $5, and I'm trying to do this from memory, $5.50, we'll just call it. So it's up pretty good. It's a nice movement. I just want to go to TFUEL and Digibyte, and we'll be done with this. Shiba coin is actually up a little bit, but not by much. I can't even read that. It's 5 leading zeros, so it's 0.000078. I think a lot of people bought millions of those. I have none. I wish I had, but I'm not going to spend the money. I don't know. I think it's a shit coin, but every time I say something, the opposite happens. So who knows? I'm not all knowing. So let's take a look at TFUEL. I'm looking. TFUEL. It is so amazing. While all the other charts were down for the last 30 days, TFUEL held its ground, and in some circumstances was in the green. Now all the charts that we all invest in are in the green, and TFUEL is in the negative. Take a look at the chart or this graph all the way to the right. It is in the negative. It is 0.29 cents. It is 29 cents. Opposed to what, a week or two ago when it was 39. I thought I saw get up to 50, but my clearest recollection was seeing 39 cents. So it's dropped a good dime on the TFUEL. That's odd that it's going against. Normally, TFUEL rides right alongside of what THETA does, because TFUEL is the transportation of THETA. And one last thing. Let's go down to Digibyte. So far being my favorite coin. Digibyte is actually up a bit. I recall it being $4. Four pennies, 4.5 pennies about 3 weeks ago. So we'll just say 4.5 cents about. We'll just say 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It is now up to 5.4 cents. So it's up a full penny. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, big deal, a penny. But when you have thousands of them, those pennies add up. So the charts are looking fairly good. I would like to see TFUEL jump up. And speaking of TFUEL, my staking has gone down, actually. And I guess that means more people are staking their THETA. Therefore, there's less TFUEL to go around. So my TFUEL has actually gone down from 12 a day to about 11 and a half a day. Kind of just something interesting to think about. Did I hit the mic again? Okay. So for a second, I thought I messed up the mic. So I want to tell you something interesting about my theory on Andrew Cuomo and why all of a sudden the allegations are coming out against him. But first, I want to say good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in this Sunday. I'm not going to keep you long. Again, I smell bacon, and that's like smelling crack to me. Not that I do crack, but you get my point. I love me bacon. Anyway, I just want to say thank you for tuning in this Sunday morning, and appreciate your time. Mentally preparing to go to work tomorrow. So let's talk about Andrew Cuomo. But first, I need to take a step back in time. Brett Kavanaugh. You remember when Brett Kavanaugh was running for, or was being nominated for the Supreme Court, and all the Democrats, keyword Democrats, tried to destroy him. They dug up people that he might, still never proven, might have known in his past. And they made allegations, sexual allegations against him. And my opinion was, at the time, these people did not come out of the woodwork voluntarily. I think some of them were paid Democrat activists. I think some were bribed with money to come out of the woodwork. All in all, the Democrats got him out from wherever they found him, used them to destroy Brett Kavanaugh to the best of their abilities, failed, and all of these people have now disappeared. You would think if there was any substance, any truth to that, they would have still tried to do something about it, regardless of whether the news media outlets were propping them up or not. They would have probably filed suit. They would have probably done all kinds of things. But no, they were only there while the cameras of the news media outlets were upon them. They were props. They were tools to destroy Brett Kavanaugh. So the Democrats, and it just doesn't go back to Brett Kavanaugh. It goes back to anybody who stands in the Democrats' way. They will try to destroy them. They will try to defame them. And they will try to destroy their family, regardless of whether they're children, women, you name it. They will try to destroy them. Here comes along Andrew Cuomo. He was the star of the Democrat Party. The news media outlets propped him up like you would never believe during the 2020 COVID pandemic, as they're calling it. They propped him up. He was the star. He was the shining Academy Award winner. All of a sudden, every news outlet, including the liberal news media outlets, have turned against him. His own party has turned against him. And all of a sudden, out of the woodwork, comes all these people who are making allegations. Here is my theory on this. I do believe, to some extent, because I don't want anybody to be tried without a court, but to some extent, if you use if you just use a little common sense, he's guilty. To some extent. And I believe a lot of these ladies in the past have made complaints against Andrew Cuomo. The Democrat Party then sweeps them under the rug, embarrasses them, shames them into coming forward, shames them into filing legal suit. But the Democrat Party remembers that they're there. Throughout the COVID pandemic, Cuomo kills off a lot of people by sending them to nursing homes. He makes a lot of bad mistakes that the Democrat Party finds detrimental to their midterm elections. And that's the key. They're constantly analyzing whether one of their party members can win an election. And if they don't feel they can win the next election, they try to destroy you. And that's what I believe is going on with Andrew Cuomo. They've already ascertained that he cannot win the next election. And better than losing and handing it over to a Republican, they are attempting to destroy him, to replace him perhaps with another Democrat they deem as viable to win the next election. So how do you do this? Well, we got that list of all those girls who made complaints. You know, all those girls we swept under the rug. We'll pull them back out. We'll go up to them. We'll do whatever we can to encourage them now to come forward, because we're sorry, you were right. Come forward. And they utilize them as the ammo to destroy him. Notice they're not going after him for all the elderly people that have been killed in nursing homes. No, they dig up, they save those women. Any complaints, they have records, and then they sweep them under the rug, and when they want to get rid of you again, when they want to destroy you, they pull them back out from under the rug. That is what's going on here. Where were these girls? Again, excuse me, I should bring water. Where were these girls? And I will bet you my left arm that once this is all over, those girls, like Brett Kavanaugh's accusers, will disappear again. They pull him out of the woodwork, get him to retire, or they impeach him, whatever it does to get rid of him and replace him with somebody that's going to win the next election. And then these girls will disappear again. He will not be charged. He will not see jail time. Trust me on that. There is two different legal systems. One for you, and one for I, and one for them. Let me see something here. Fix that up there. All right. Fix that. Let's take a look. Yeah, I left the stats up here. I thought you might be interested in what's going on in the stats, if you can see them. But now I'm going to take a look at this, pull this back, and open that up and pull this back. Gosh darn it. I hate this software. I hate it with a passion. I think it's rinky-dink and amateur. There, now you can see my pretty face, my bedhead face. So that's my theory, what's going on here. They're basically utilizing the news media outlets and these girls, these past accusers, to get rid of him because they know he has destroyed himself for the next election. Does that make sense to anybody? Am I, there are too many similarities between the Kavanaugh case and this case. Too many similarities. And I got to say, Kavanaugh is just something I brought up because it's more recent that we can remember. But the Democrat Party, the Communist Party, has a habit of doing this to everybody. And some of it is not even highlighted in the news media outlets because some of it is very localized into cities where the mainstream media is not even interested. It's done right down to the freaking school boards elections. So let's say good morning to a few people before we get out of here. Yeah, they're cannibalizing their own in order to win. And that's what they do. It's not about the people. It's about the party. They don't care about getting the right person in to fix a community. They get the right person in to stay in power. And they give off the illusion that they're attempting to fix the community. It is these Democrat-run cities and states that are in the worst conditions. How can you explain that? Many of them are ran and have been ran by black Democrats. So how can you blame that community for failing due to racism? You promised when you were running for office that if you vote me in, I will make this a utopia for my community. They've been in for years. There is no utopia. Just deflection. It's not my fault. It's those white racists. It's not my fault. It's their financial fiscal policies. It's not my fault. And that is what's going on here. It's nothing about the communities. They always say they're going to make America great again. But you got to understand something. There's two classes of people. There's two populations. I'm trying to paint this picture. The people in control and the slaves. You and I are slaves regardless of sexual orientation and regardless of race. You and I are slaves. They are the masters. So when they say they're going to make America better, you always got to ask yourself a question. Better for which population? Them or us? I can guarantee you it ain't going to be us. That's what they mean by make a better America. Something that they are happy with, not you. You are the slaves. You are intended and bred to go to work so they can pull out 40% of your taxes so they can live high on the hog. Just shut your mouth. Keep fighting amongst each other. Go to work and shut up and pay your taxes. Let's say good morning to a few people. Serby, thank you so much. Larry Summers, again, thank you. The Nuke Man, first time on your live. Thank you so much, the Nuke Man. I like that name. Crypto holding strong. Yes, it is, Serby. It is. One of these days, I need to do another investment. I'm paying off some debt right now, so that's my concentration. None your business. What do you think of platinum? I've always mentioned none your business. I'm not a fan of platinum as far as a stacking precious metal. Platinum in a jewelry for your lady or something is a nice thing. But as far as stacking, I'm just not a big fan. I'd rather just stick with gold and silver for stacking. But again, platinum, beautiful jewelry. Kent P in the house. It is going very well, Kent P. Crypto is looking real nice this weekend. And that is still, I'm just going to call him Stilt. I think he has a SC in the next to his name. Maybe it's South Carolina. Stilt, South Carolina. I don't know. Need a more pullback. Want to get more. Yeah, as far as the silver goes, I wish I would see more of a pullback, actually. Rock and Rod, thank you for being here, although your message was retracted. Ken P, some bargain opportunities on crypto soon, maybe. Well, I'm hoping so. I would actually like to see a really significant crash with XRP and Digibyte, because those are the two I really am hurting with. I'm lacking. Thinking a big pullback at the halving. So I don't know about what you're talking about at what halving. So I'm kind of ignorant when it comes to any halving coming up. I remember there was a Bitcoin halving and nothing really significant happened there. So I don't know. Maybe you can fill me in. Rock and Rod, Cuomo, first domino to fall. I think they're just going to eat their own to get the right people in place to position themselves better to win the next elections. And if they see somebody in power that really doesn't have the capability, they'll try to destroy him. They'll bring out people from his past accusing him or her of child molestation or freaking gang rape, you name it. I think that's what's going on. And Once that person's out of the way, they got their replacement in, those women will disappear. All charges will be dropped. Chip, maybe off topic, any rumors your company wants to make the jab mandatory? So there, as in most companies, in regards to this subject matter, they do not leak any, how do I say this, any conversation of the sorts. So if there's meetings going on at the corporate level, those meetings, that information is not leaked and normally until they're ready to leak it. So from corporate down, I've heard no communications regarding that manner. I will tell you from an employee standpoint, what we're hearing in the news in other companies, there is a concern within my company whether this is going to become mandatory. That's all I'm willing to say about that. Silver Wolverine in the house, thank you so much. Let me just tell you something. Corporate meetings, that's a whole other level. I'm not corporate. And I can tell you, when there's a meeting going around, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. Rock and Rod, thank you again. Cuomo's the first to fall. Chip, thank you again. Silver Wolverine. City Folk Gardening. DOG, I can call it DOG, Doji, on a little run. So that's another one I don't have. And I wish I would have got into it. I'm an idiot. Ken P in the house. Yeah, I like Origin. Hold on a second. I'm having a hard time reading this one. Yeah, I like Origin. Don't own. Oh, I see. You're talking about a coin. I like Origin. Don't own any now, but I like the project. Ken P in the house. Jimbo, is the media pushing to Cuomo new to throw some shade on Joe Biden's accusers? No, I really don't. I think the news media outlets do not need to throw shadow on one subject matter to hide another. I think the news media outlets are large enough to comfortably hide evidence on multiple fronts. No, the news media outlets are just helping out the Democrat Party to remove Andrew Cuomo so they can slide in somebody else so they can win the next election. They rather get rid of Cuomo instead of risking losing the election to a Republican. They're going to put in somebody else that has a better chance to stand up to the Republican challengers. That is my opinion. Take it for what it is. Just too convenient that all of a sudden before midterms, we got the Chinese virus back and we got some freaking women accusing somebody of X, Y, and Z. Not saying that Cuomo never did it. I believe to some extent, just from gauging, looking at the guy for the last 2-3 years, gauging his personality and whatnot, I believe he's innocent. I believe he's guilty. Let me say that again because I just stepped on my tongue. I believe he's guilty to some extent. Just from gauging him, looking at him. I grew up in the streets of New York. I can tell filth when I look at it. It's a Spider-Man sense, a tingling that comes on the back of my neck when I meet somebody like that. So I believe the news media outlets are just taking their marching orders from their Democrat Party. The news media outlets, you have to understand, are part of the Democrat Party. They are a tool. Just like a mechanic's tool is a wrench. You have a lot of liberal news media outlets that are actually subsidized, funded in part by your tax dollars. NPR? No, is it NPR or no, PBS? PBS is one of them. You know that news channel that's on Channel 6 that nobody watches? PBS? Government funded, my friends. Maybe not entirely, maybe partially subsidized, but it is a fact. Gates 74301, Oklahoma Cowboy in the house. Keep up the good work. I appreciate your time, everybody, especially on this Sunday when you can be sleeping in. Civil Wolverine at another overtaxed taxpayer. The $1.5 trillion infrastructure package has cryptocurrency tax provisions tacked into that bill that would add more federal regulation and more taxes. 21 Republicans backed. There's nothing I can do about that. I would still say get it. Get cryptos. They're going to do everything to keep you out of cryptos and into their fiat currency system. If they want you out of it, you should be into it. Pristine Green in the house. Ken P. Good morning to you, Pristine. They don't need to destroy people. All they have to do is add votes and throw in the votes. But we're already on to that. See, that's the thing. And normally, they don't use one mechanism for stealing an election. They don't just use the machines. They use propaganda. They steal an election from multiple fronts. They just don't rely on hacking a voting machine. Okay? It's too risky for them. Hack the voting machine, yes. But we're going to spread propaganda. We're going to pull out women to accuse their opponent of XYZ. They're going to do all sorts of things. They're going to attack the family. So trust me, these are diabolical people. Calvin Carpenter in the house. Cannibalism in. I need to put on my reading glasses. It's like my eyeballs are not woken up. Again, I just woke up out of bed. I just rolled over, got out of bed, brushed my teeth, and threw some coffee down the gullet, and that's about it. Cannibalism in their own group to move forward, to put fear into American taxpayers, socialism, communism, followers under the sun virus jab. Thank you so much, Calvin Carpenter, for being in the house, rich and the poor. That's all it is. And I will say this, not everybody that's rich is in their population. It's the people in power. Just because you're rich, there could be a guy down the street that has a nice house, is making, 1.5 a year. That doesn't mean he's part of government, part of that elite club. So don't get prejudiced against everybody who's rich. And don't hate people just because of the money they make. I always said this, try getting a job from a poor person. Let me know how that works out for you. So it's not just about the money one makes that separates their class from the slaves and the people in control and in power over you. Okay? It's those people in their own bubble who are trying to make a world in their vision and don't care about the people in our bubble. We are just tools. We are bred just to go to work and pay taxes, regardless of how much money you eventually are able to make. Okay? I hate it when people are bashing rich people. Those are not the people that you should be bashing. Again, I'll say this. Try getting a job from a poor person. On payday, let me know how that works out for you. Mr. 1 MOA. Blood is in the water. They eat their own when it suits their needs. Absolutely what I've been saying. Absolutely. Crypto crash will be end of the year, beginning the next year. We'll see. Truth always it reveals itself throughout time. Who else? Made a quick bit of money on the XRP run up to 150. Brought quite a bit of it. I'm jealous. Don't tell me that. 18 cents a while, took some money off the table and brought some gold and silver. Awesome. Mark Thrasher. And that's what I'd like to do. Make some money off of the cryptos, turn around, get it into gold and silver. And maybe that's one way of evading some taxes. Not all. Gabby Marr. I don't know if she's calling me a narcissist but I don't know who she's calling. But good morning to you, Gabby. Thank you for joining in. Rock and Rod. Yeah, I was looking through the change jar, gathering quarters for laundry, and found a 1958 90%er. 90% silver. Awesome. A lot of people throw out their silver and don't even realize it. When I say throw it out, I see them when I go into the bank or something, dropping big jars of change into the change machine to spit out cash. I always am tempted to go up to them, hey, but I know it's fruitless. They'll look at me like I'm an idiot. Jimbo, how come there are Capitol Police suicides but nothing from Portland Police? I have no clue. I have no flipping clue. Hey, brother, it's been a minute for me. Thaddeus in the house. It's been a minute for me. Don't know what you mean, but Gabby Marr, love my honesty. Thank you so much. I guess you weren't calling me a narcissist above. I take that back. But good morning to you, Gabby. It's nice for you to be here. Me, you. Cuomo will get away with it and come out smelling like roses. Everything is backwards now. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dante, Bruce, GM Overtax from Atlanta. Good morning to you as well. Love live last night. How are those burgers? Oh man, those burgers came out freaking off the chain. Off the chain good. So what I did is I got some 93% ground beef. And what you do, there's a trick. There's a trick. I'm going to go into a little cooking rant right now. There's a trick to cooking burgers, okay? Most people will take the ground beef, immediately form them into patties, throw them on the fry pan or the grill. They serve it, and it's falling apart. There's a trick. You don't need to freaking add oatmeal to it. You don't need to add freaking breadcrumbs to it. You don't need to even add egg to it. There's a trick, folks. You take the ground beef, and you knead it like freaking bread dough for no more than 30, 40 seconds. You like you're kneading bread dough. Then you form your burgers. Problem solved. Boom. Burgers don't fall apart no matter how big you make them. So I throw those freaking burgers on the grill. Smoke. I have a smoker. Let me correct that. I throw them on the smoking grill. I smoke those burgers for freaking 2.5 hours at 180 degrees. Pop the temperature up to 300. Open up the flame box. Do a reverse sear on both sides. Serve them up. Oh, cherry wood smoked burgers with smoked Gouda cheese. Melted. No bun. Freaking I'm happy as a pig. Anyway. Ending my cooking rant. Even meatloaf. Remember to do that to your ground beef. You don't need to add all that shit into your meatloaf. I love your honesty. Thank you so much again. You, Cuomo get away with it. Yep. Dante Bruce, again, thank you so much. Good morning to you. Dante, I always remember that name from Dante's Inferno. A very good book I read. Very good book I read at a very young age. Extremely young age. Autumn Fragrance. I was a big reader when I was a kid. Autumn Fragrance. This is all a misunderstanding. Cuomo is Italian. Italians are constantly hugging and kissing each other. Yeah, when they want to kill you. And then you wind up shot in the head. He's being persecuted because of his cultural heritage. Did you people see The Godfather? I guess I was ahead of you, dude. That's where I was going with The Godfather. Again, Gabby, thank you. Love you. Love you. Alchemy, Pay Price, Coinbase. I don't have any of that either. God, there's so much I have, but money is so short to spread around. Gabby Marr, 3 cents to 21 cents. That's awesome. No, I don't smoke. I don't know why. It's the humidity and all the freaking flowers outside are flowering. All the buds, everything's flowering due to the monsoons. Out here we get monsoon season where it rains practically once a day here in the desert. So all the flora is pretty much dead until the monsoons. The monsoons come around and all the freaking flowering of the trees, the jasmines, the orange blossoms, right down to the roses that are planted out here. Just affects my coughing and whatnot. Little minor case of allergies, so excuse the coughing. Mark Trasher, thank you so much. Who else is here? So I think that's about it. I think I'm gonna. I see that the nice Arkansas Razorbacks behind you have you stacked some lead and fill that bad boy. Yeah. So for this. I have about I don't want to over exaggerate. I have about 1,500 rounds for this, and a lot of them are actually green tipped, if you know what I mean. They are not the 223. They're the 5.56 green tip military grade, and I have quite a bit of them. Yeah, I've accumulated around 12 silver dimes and 3 silver quarters over the last year, checking the coin machine, recovering slot every time I go into our local grocery store. Free silver, absolutely, absolutely. So, what time is it? What time is it? It is almost 10 o'clock. I am going to call it a day. I really appreciate everybody being here. And I don't know. I'm going to find something to do. I don't know. Anyway, folks, have a great one. Thanks for tuning in.